Sziasztok! Ez itt a Kristóf Kitchen, és ma egy egészen elképesztő helyszínről jelentkezünk, ami nem más, mint a brit nagykövetség Budapesten. Hello! My God, I'm so excited. I've never ever imagined in my wildest dreams that one day we're gonna cook together. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Lindsay, he's Lordship, as we should say, but you are the British ambassador and we are here at the ambassador's residency. I must say I was a little bit shocked. How many kitchens do you have here?
Four.
Four kitchens?
Four kitchens, yeah. Need konja.
Why do you need four kitchens?
Two kitchens here in the basement. This is the main kitchen. Then there's a pastry kitchen that was, when the house was built, they had a pastry kitchen, obviously.
The good old time.
The house was built 100 years ago. And then upstairs we have a serving kitchen beside the dining room. And then where we have our private rooms, we have a small, what we call a galley kitchen, small kitchen. So we don't have to come down here in the morning to make a cup of tea or to put on the toast.
Sounds fair enough, sounds good enough. And we are wearing aprons as well, which normally we never do in this show. Szinte elnézést akarok kérni tőletek, hogy kötényben vagyok, mert ez annyira hivatalos, but it is quite British, isn't it?
Yes, aprons I think are very British,
right?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna make. Igen, úgy hallom, hogy magyarul is beszél a nagykövet úr, ugye?
Igen, nagyon örülök, hogy a budapesti érkezésem előtt egy nagyon intenzív magyar nyelvű tanfolyamon vettem részt.
Hát nagyon intenzív.
Oh my God, I left outside again, once again.
Londonban, Pécset és Debrecenben egy 7-8 hónapos intenzív programom volt, és utána egy második, rövidebb pécsi tanulásom volt a magyar nyelv vizsgám előtt. Szerintem ez nagyon fontos. Ez nem csak a nyelv, de a magyar kultúra, történelem, magyar élet, magyar emberek.
Hát fantasztikus, le vagyok nyűgözve, nem is hiszem el. I'm kind of like feeling right now that your Hungarian is better than my English. A helyzet az, hogy az első fogásunk egy igazi brit klasszikus vegánosítva, ez pedig nem más, mint a Sheperd's pie. Tehát a brit pásztorpitét fogjuk elkészíteni, ami eredetileg ugye egy húsos étel. Általában alul darált hús van, egy ilyen paradicsom szószos rétegként, és utána pedig a tetején krumpli püré szokott lenni, amit általában beteszünk a sütőbe, szépen rápirul, és akkor utána gyönyörűen szeletelhetővé válik, mindenki imádja, de mi az alsó réteget, a húsos réteget padlizsánnal, cukkinivel fogjuk készíteni, illetve zöld borsóval, és a tetején lévő krumpli püré réteget kiváltjuk egy sokkal izgalmasabb gyökérzöldség kombinációval, amibe kerül majd zellergyökér, karalábé, illetve fehérrépa. Jól hangzik?
Igen, nagyon tetszik Shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie was one of my favorite, az egyik kedvenc.
Tényleg?
Igen, so we make shepherd's pie in the house, sometimes with meat, sometimes a vegetarian shepherd's pie.
Perfect.
Most weekends we eat vegetarian.
Very proud of you.
Well, just because during the week, often eating a lot of meat or fish, it's really because, you know, it's good to have a balance. I'm not vegetarian, but I like eating food that isn't meat all the time.
I remember when I moved to London for a year in 2008, it was still really difficult to eat vegan.
Whereas now it is,
yeah,
London is just a fantastic, in terms of the variety of cuisine, whether you're talking vegan, vegetarian. You know, when people used to visit London maybe 20 years ago, going to good restaurants was not necessarily the reason for going to London. Lots of other things.
I know what you
Buckingham
mean.
Palace,
You're being
Tower of
politically
London.
correct about the British food now, the reputation of the British
That
food.
has now completely changed. Because London is such an international city, you've got cuisine from all over the world. So London's just a great place to eat.
When you lived in London, where were you at?
valójában soha nem a belvárosban, a londoni belvárosban laktam, és fantasztikus volt a kulináris eseményem. Sok fantasztikus étterem, a gastropub where you've got really good food and also it's a pub.
I used to live in Hackney.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
Before it was so trendy, every single time I got on the bus, people used to tell me, this is not London, this is Hackney. What are you doing here wearing these outfits?
You know what? British people love diversity. We're huge believers in diversity and openness. I love the fact that our city of 8 million people, the world's favorite city, 40% of people were born overseas. And we reckon there are something like 300 different languages spoken in London. And that means that, you know, anywhere you want to go to, you want to find a Hungarian restaurant, you want to find a Honduran restaurant, Haitian restaurant, think of all the H's. It's just fantastic.
I was thinking about the fact that somebody is an ambassador, and I was wondering, as a British ambassador, do you feel like you're ambassador for all those things we love about Britain? May it be, you know, I don't know, Harry Potter, the Beatles, the Spice Girls,
Yes.
obviously, and all the you know, deep cultural and popular cultural impact that Britain has.
So it's your ambassador for everything that is obviously looks British. So representing the Queen, the government, but representing those things like everything from the Beatles to Banksy, from Rita Ora through to the London Symphony Orchestra, through to Harry Potter, through to James Bond, through to Paddington, through
The
to
Sex
Downton,
Pistols.
the Sex Pistols, Downton Abbey, but then obviously other things that the values of openness and diversity and inclusion. Those are British values.
Yeah.
So we represent those values as well, and that our humour is really important. You think of Monty Python, you know, there's famous song, "Always look on the bright side of life."
Much better than mine.
Always look on the bright side of life. So that's very, maybe that is a signature tune. This smells good already.
This is a little bit of smoked paprika and just black pepper, and we're gonna basically caramelize a little bit the garlic, and then we're gonna add the onion as well.
So when I was studying Hungarian in London, Camden piacon volt egy magyar ételstand, and that's the first time I had lecco.
Really?
So you learned Hungarian in London before you moved to Hungary?
Igen, az első 5 hónapig Londonban.
He doesn't speak Hungarian.
So I'm so sorry.
You should teach
I'm very
him.
behind with my Hungarian, that's why I'm asking
as they
you.
say, nobody's perfect. So yeah, so I did about 8 months altogether. The first 5 months were in London. I spent 2 months in Pécs and Debrecen, and I was staying with a homestay family. Ezért egy Pécset és Debrecenben egy vendéglátó családdal szálltam meg, és nagyon intenzív volt, mert reggeliztem, ebédeltem és vacsoráztam magyarul.
Hát nagyon fárasztónak hangzik.
Nagyon fárasztó. Az első hétem nagyon fárasztó volt az a tanulásom, mert Londonban csak a magyar órán kellett koncentrálnom.
Yeah, of
But when you
course,
go
obviously.
and stay with a homestay family, you're concentrating on every single minute.
I see.
And it's really tiring. But it was great, it was super. That's where I learned about Hungarian wine and Hungarian food. My homestay families loved Hungarian wine. Szerintem a legjobb magyar titka, a magyar bor.
A magyar bor, hát igen.
Ezért az első hét végén, szombaton azt gondoltam, hogy végre pihenhetek, de nem.
De nem.
Szombaton, de érdekes és fantasztikus volt. Szombaton este Villányba mentünk, a profival, de nem
Villány is
csak
amazing.
egy profival, sok profival, mert persze borkóstoló.
Aha.
Azt gondoltam, hogy ez kicsit formális
Aha.
lenne az eseményem. Nem. Fantasztikus volt. 3 pincében kóstoltunk, és amikor Debrecenben tanultam, az igazgató helyettessel Mádra mentem. So, Hungarian wines are fantastic. De a kedvencünk pénteken este a karácsonyi buliban a diós palinka. Fantasztikus diós palinka.
Úristen, de csodálatosan hangzik.
Nagyon finom volt.
I'm gonna make some noise here behind.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. So meanwhile, I'm just going to tell you what is all this beautiful mess here. So we are going to surprise you with a little bit of updated version of the British baked beans, the typical breakfast food.
Yeah.
And instead of the usual tomato sauce, we are using pecans. We have here some roasted peppers, and this one here is a dried sweet potato. Perfect
Wow.
as a snack, but this time we're going to turn it into a sauce.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Our typical English cooked breakfast, those úgynevezett full English.
Yes, exactly.
We'll have sausage, bacon.
Lots of sausages, I know.
Oh, Magyarországon, well, you wouldn't like this, of course. But I love véres hurka.
Really?
I love it. Well, in Scotland we have véres hurka as well, but I think in Hungary the best véres hurka I've tasted anywhere is Hungarian or French. It's
Okay.
it's softer.
Well, next time I will have to come up with a vegan version of the véres hurka.
well, there is actually something. I'm not sure. In Ireland, they have something called white pudding,
Yes.
which is made from oatmeal.
Yes, I know.
And I wonder whether there'd be a vegan version of white
I'm sure
pudding.
it's possible
because
to
it's
make
really
it happen.
tasty. Can I put my nose into this?
Yeah, of course, you should.
Oh my God, that's amazing! Isn't it
So-
wonderful? It looks fantastic
Already
and it
smells
smells
incredible.
fantastic.
Yeah. And also, I actually wanted to ask you something. I also think that being an ambassador is very much about learning how to be diplomatic, how to communicate the right way. You think
Yeah.
people need to born with diplomatic skills, or that's something what I don't know, somehow they train you to
I think
be?
obviously we do a lot of training, but van egy angol kifejezés. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Ez kicsit
Oh my
furcsa.
God. Not so vegan expression.
Not
but
such
yeah.
a vegan expression.
Több,
But there's
több
more
mint
than
egy
one way
módja van
to
annak, hogy
skin a
megnyúzzunk
cat.
egy macskát. Ez a
What
mondás.
it means,
Kíváncsi
what
vagyok,
it
mit
means
jelent.
is there are always different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we travel around the world, we live in different cultures. Kétszer például Japánul tanultam, Tokiói dolgoztam a tokiói brit nagykövetségen, Ausztráliában dolgoztam, Hongkongban, Bahreinben, Lengyelországban, Romániában. You have to be able to adapt and to be flexible. Because if you have a very rigid view, it might work in Hong Kong, but it won't work in Poland.
Yeah.
Or it might work in Hungary, but it won't work in Bahrain. So you have to be, you can still keep your fundamental values, but how you go about, how you express those, and how you make a difference will be different from place to place.
So basically, one of the first steps is to learn the people who you are going to communicate with.
And I think the way you can do that is by learning the languages.
How many languages are you speaking?
4: Japanese, Romanian, French, Hungarian, and people say that my English isn't so good. Sometimes when you're learning other languages, I forget how to say things properly in English, or I forget English words.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I have to ask family or colleagues, what's that word I'm looking for?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean, because when I moved from Hungary, I had the same situation, and everybody thought I'm snobbish. Like, you know, like you remember when when Madonna moved to England and she started to have a British accent.
That's right.
So that's how people think that all of these things, when we suddenly forget our language and stuff, that it's a pose. But the truth is that when you don't speak a language all the time and you try to learn different skills of different languages, you do tend to forget.
De még Magyarországon, amikor Debrecenben voltam, a vendéglátó családom, a házi apa és anya, mind a kettő egy debreceni gimnáziumban dolgozott, mind a kettő tanárok. So a few times I would go to the school and meet some of the students. And what really surprised me was all these young Hungarian teenagers, maybe 16, 17, 18 years old, and many of them spoke English with English accents.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is interesting. So I said, did you live in England? No. Have you visited England? No. So how the hell do you get an English accent? Because of
TV series.
TV, zene, film, social media.
Yeah, of
but
course.
also for boys, things like the FIFA and UEFA football games,
Yeah.
where you can have a commentary in English. And it would be an English regional accent. So, you know, on a Manchester United Liverpool game, you would have the commentary in
Right.
regional English accent.
I remember when I used to watch Little Britain.
Britain.
My English accent was much better.
Fantastic. Little Britain's brilliant.
Yeah, I know. They are incredible. You can do.
I'm not sure whether Little Britain would ever have been, probably maybe not very popular in Hungary.
It
maybe
was.
Was it?
We had it in it had the name was angolzeller. We have a very good talent in Hungary to kind of like ruin movie titles and stuff like that. Like Notting Hill, for example. You know what is it in Hungarian?
Yeah.
The movie.
No.
It's Starom a párom. My couple, my partner is a star, and it rhymes. So some genius said, let's call it Starom a párom.
Starom o párom.
Very good.
We've heard say lots of my friends really like Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
He's.
I love him as well.
He's a
you
great...
know, there is this scene in Love Actually when he's dancing down the stairs. When I was coming in, I was seeing what a beautiful house is this, and I was instantly thinking, I wonder if you ever go down the stairs like that, dancing.
Dancing down the stairs.
Yes, exactly.
Well, actually, I think I'm right in saying, and we did do dancing on Friday night.
Really?
We did dancing on Friday night, yeah, teaching people Scottish dancing.
Scottish dancing?
Yeah,
How
Scottish
does that go?
or Scot néptánc.
How does that go? What is Scottish dancing?
Well, Scottish dancing is typikus néptánc.
Yeah, but
you can either do it with 2 people, with 3 people, 4 people, 8 people. Attól függ, it depends on the dance.
Annyira jó érzés olyan emberrel főzni, akivel nem csak az ízeken dolgozhatunk együtt, hanem közben dumálhatunk bármiről, és bevallom, hogy lenyűgözött, hogy a nagykövet úr milyen elképesztően laza, és hogy mennyi témában otthon van, és hogy mennyi helyen élt, és hogy milyen kozmopolita világot látott, és ugyanakkor egy nagyon mély érzésű ember.
I'm going to continue from here with the pen.
Okay, you can take the...
This is the aroma.
Yes.
The
And now
aroma.
You can. I'm not going to wash it.
no, we shouldn't, because we're just gonna
Not olive oil.
get this. No, because now there is so much oil in it that it's perfectly
This is
fine.
absolutely.
But watch
Look
out
at
because the
that.
fire is pretty
And
strong.
I love the way that instantly it's browning up.
Yes, and you know, it's. I always say that we should only wash pans and pots once we are about to finish cooking, because unless it's something sweet, we can definitely use,
Yeah, you can still use the same.
pan. It's like already full of flavors, bursting with flavors.
What's you've got boiling away in here? You've got which vegetable?
The celery root,
Yeah,
the kohlrabi,
yeah.
and the which you would call parsnip.
Parsnip.
Parsnip,
Parsnip.
yeah. We call it white carrot.
Like
To
white
make
carrot.
it, you know, Hungarian is a very little...
Fehér répa.
Fehér répa,
Vegan.
yes.
So you're putting sun-dried tomatoes in
Sun-dried
there?
tomatoes.
So you got the pickled onion,
Yes,
pickled baby onions,
yes, exactly.
sun-dried tomato. So in Budapest now, there are more options, obviously, for vegan food.
Oh, yes.
That has changed.
A lot of options, and also the non-vegan places really start to offer us
Yeah.
way more options
For
than
example,
we used to have.
a place that I really like is Kuleves
Kőleves,
in the
yeah,
Hegdevi
yeah.
Kerület. And I always, when we've got friends or people staying here who want, maybe some are vegan or vegetarian, some are not, we always reckon that's a great restaurant that gives you the best of both.
It's really inspiring to come back and see how once, you know, when I left, oops, that was a bit warm. So once when I left from Hungary, it was really like us as plant-based eaters.
Yeah.
We could have rizibizi or sült krumpli
Right, yeah.
or rántott karfiol maybe, but that's not even vegan to be honest. So by now, it's really unbelievable.
I remember we had one visitor here and they had to have a quick lunch before a meeting. And we took them into this restaurant on the Buda side of Lánchíd. And we're sitting there looking at the menu, and then our guest of honor says, well, actually, I'm vegetarian. So the only thing they could have from the menu, because there were no vegetarian dishes, was basically the vegetables.
Like grilled or steamed.
Yeah, grilled or
vegetables.
steamed, which is no,
Yeah.
you know, it's not, that's not great.
Yes, I know. It's really a process. It's becoming better and better.
So you've added olive oil
Yeah, just to make it a bit more
into the
liquidy.
blend that you've put to make it a bit more liquid.
Yeah.
So
This
And I
is-
wanted to ask you if first I should put the sauce or first the beans.
first put the sauce, and then
Sauce.
we will make it a bit more wet.
Wow,
because at this
that
point,
is
I think-
fantastic.
Right. So do you cook at home sometimes?
Not as much as I used to.
Really?
When I lived in Hong Kong, I would do cooking once a week, but no, not really. So I think maybe my New Year's resolution should be to start doing more cooking, because I look at this and I think, wow,
So sorry, I'm gonna make a bit of a noise.
shem me boy.
I have to say that it's very confusing, you know, when we are speaking English. I feel like our communication is so fluent, because in English there is no, you know, magázni és
No.
tegeződni.
No.
And when we are speaking Hungarian,
I know, it's got to have a bit more. Just check. Nem.
You know what? Actually, it's pretty much mashed, so I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm always saying that in the kitchen, everything can be replaced with everything. You can always find. It's fine. Don't worry. It's completely mashed, so it's perfect.
No, it has kind of a lock. I also need
Yeah?
to figure it out.
But it's fine. It's really ready.
I can start eating this now.
Actually,
Num 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 num.
and the beans.
That is just.
Okay, so meanwhile, you can put together the.
Biztos vagyok benne, hogy nagyon finom lesz.
So what I wanted to say is that
Can you
in
pass it to me,
Hungary
please?
we
Sorry.
have this way of you know magázódni,
Igen,
tegeződni,
igen.
and I know that the official way of speaking to the ambassador is always supposed to be in the high Hungarian way.
But the most difficult thing was when I was in Page and Debrecen with my teachers, and indeed in London, we would be speaking informally. So when I start to doing my exams and people speaking in more formally, it was confusing, because
Yeah.
the reality is most of the time, you know, este,
Yeah, exactly.
HT.
Yeah, that's what I
So
thought
it's actually quite complicated. Oh my God. I look at that and I think that's going to be fantastic. But of course, traditionally, whether it's a vegetarian shepherd's pie or a meat one, we would then probably put some grated cheese
All right.
on top.
Yeah.
But then you have to look at other things. Look at other things like breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
You could have toasted breadcrumbs
To make
or
it a
maybe
little crispy on top.
herby breadcrumbs
Yeah.
on top to give that crunch.
Sounds incredible, actually. And now all what we need to do is we're just gonna put in the shepherd's pie in the oven.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So we've now got still smoked paprika or just normal paprika?
Smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika.
Yeah. A shepherd's pie-t betesszük a sütőbe, jó magas hőfokon, hogy egy kicsit megpörkölődhessen, és elkészítjük a salátát. Utána pedig igazából készen vagyunk. So meanwhile I fixed a bit of salad dressing here with olive oil, with some mustard, with a little bit of maple, and with salt and pepper.
Wow. It's really fantastic.
Right. Ismerem azt az érzést, amikor benéztek a sütőbe, és azt gondoljátok, hogy ez a dolog soha nem fog elkészülni, de higgyétek el, hogy ez csak az első 20 percben van így. A shepherd's pie tipikusan ilyen. 20 perc után egyszer csak elkezd átváltozni azzá, hogy már mindjárt odaég, úgyhogy ne féljetek, hagyjátok békén, a miénk pont elkészült.
This looks absolutely stunning.
Right. And now we just need to pour over the dressing on the salad.
Yeah.
If it was only me, I would put tons of garlic as well, but I'm gonna be merciful.
Fantastic.
So
Wow,
pretty.
look at that.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Fantastic.
Time has come. Probably it's extremely hot, watch out.
Tökéletes.
Igen.
Nagyon
Jaj, de
finom.
boldog
Nagyon
vagyok.
finom.
Does it bring back for you the memories of traditional shepherd's pie, or it's something what you would say like it's a spin-off of a shepherd's pie?
I think probably a spin-off of a shepherd's pie. But what this does remind me of, though, is this fantastic flavors. When I go into London restaurants and I have food from around the world, it reminds me of the diversity of flavors. This is fantastic. So good.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us here in your kitchen. It was a real honor, and I hope we can continue it somewhere in the world, wherever we may go. And actually, I do have a little bit of surprise. Most nem tudom, miért beszélek hozzátok angolul, de van egy kis meglepetésem, hogy nem véletlen, hogy itt főztünk ezen a csodálatos konyhán a nagykövet úrral, mert hogy amikor legközelebb találkozunk a Kristóf Kitchennel, akkor már nem Görögországból és nem is Magyarországról fogunk jelentkezni, hanem egyenesen Angliából!
Hajrá, Anglia!
You inspired us. Just because of you we are going to London.
Fantastic.
So, hamarosan Kristóf Kitchen in London, és mindannyiatoknak nagyon-nagyon köszönjük, hogy velünk voltatok, készítsétek el ezeket a csodálatos fogásokat, és ne felejtsetek el feliratkozni a csatornánkra, valamint elmesélni nekünk, hogy mi volt a kedvenc ételetek. Mimi, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, thank you.
And thank you again. It was lovely. Go ahead and tell all
Nagyon
your...
szépen köszönöm.
Én köszönöm.
Thank you.
Nagyon
Nagyon szépen
köszönöm.
köszönöm.
And you must tell your son and your wife to make loads of vegan food for you, because now you're a fan.
Let's
Yeah.
eat.
Sziasztok!
Sziasztok!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.